The following program is rated TV MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
The Weekly Buzz!
Warning! Hesitation, no question. Blow up the spot, steady, rock your whole block. No hesitation, no question. Blow up the spot, steady, rock your whole block. And I saw their eyes and say that I won't put any to this side. There's a fire in the hole. Turn the heat up. We be getting down to the ashes in the ground. Every single step I take, I think there must be something wrong. There's a fire in the hole. Let the smoke clear. Let the smoke clear. Let the smoke clear. I saw their eyes and say that I won't put any to this side. There's a fire in the hole. Turn the heat up. We be getting down to the ashes in the ground. Every single step I take, I think there must be something wrong. There's a fire in the hole. Let the smoke clear. Let the smoke clear. Let the smoke clear.
Welcome to the Weekly Buzz, hosted on Fight World Live. We're here with one half of the main event on August 11th. JR, the Lion Ridge. What's up, man?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Just
We got a little
training,
highlight
man.
reel.
We're going to get this highlight reel rolling real quick.
So this is the man in action. He's explosive. He's going to be fighting another explosive fighter. This should be a really exciting fight. I don't want to talk about it right off the top, but this man has been in the action of bare knuckle for a while. He's got a name, and he's looking to make a show for himself here coming up. So how you doing, man? How's life been for Mr. Ridge, especially
Man,
in the moment of training?
It's been good, man. It's been good, just training, getting ready for this fight. I've actually been in fight camp now probably close to 10 weeks. Originally we were getting ready for July 14th, and then, we were working out the deal with John, and it came out to, August 11th. I didn't stop training, so I just kept in shape, and then we just slowed it down and then amped it back up again, so I didn't, overtrain.
And now look, now you're going for that flyweight strap. So here we go, right?
Yep.
It's
about time, boys. It's about time.
Christian, will you shut that door?
Dude, I'm excited. I like that Tingley Coliseum in Albuquerque too. For the crowd.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That
the
place
stadium.
shows the fuck out.
Have you ever been there?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's a loud stadium. It's fun, man. They make it explosive there. So like you guys are you guys are already really fun to watch. So just to be in that energy, that crowd is gonna be explosive.
Especially now that it's the third time going back to Albuquerque.
Yeah,
that's gonna be fucking.
And
sick.
they sold the most they ever have during a fight venue last time with bare knuckle. With Knucklemania 3. And I think that Albuquerque is going to be super excited to see you guys bang it out, especially one of their own being there main eventing.
And being such a good fight city, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the fans who are just now like getting into even our show or even in bare knuckle, man, let's give an idea of in your own words of who you are, brother. Where do you come from? How'd you come up?
So originally, I was born in the Philippines. I came to the States when I was 3. I grew up, long story short, I grew up in Texas. Went to elementary, middle school, high school in Amarillo, Texas. If anybody knows where that is, out in West Texas, out in
Isn't
West
there a
Texas.
song about Amarillo,
I was gonna
Texas?
say, we've all heard about it
Yeah.
at least once or twice.
Yeah, and then I lived in Lubbock, and then I fought professionally in a sport called Sand Show. It's basically just like Muay Thai, but with judo. You don't fight on the ground. You get back up and start fighting again. It's punch, kick, and throw, and also knees and elbows too. And I did that for the longest time. And I took a hiatus from the fight game for a while, because I was a broke fighter back in the day.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I
Common
was like,
story.
yep. So I was like, I better get a job. I better make some money. So I got into retail management. I ran a store called Buckle for a long time. That's what actually brought me out to Florida. I took over a store in Jacksonville, and then from Buckle, I got recruited to a company. Everybody know Oakley. Oakley sunglasses.
Yeah.
I ran a store out here in Brandon for a while, and then I got tired of the retail and all the BS, and then life happens, and it went for full circle. Like it took me back into the fight and fitness world, and once I started training again, I was still competitive, and then I had the opportunity to bare knuckle to get in whenever they're bringing them 125ers, and then it was all she wrote, boys. That's it.
Game over.
And now here we are, right?
Yep.
Well, Ty's got a good question for you. Ask him
About what?
about nothing, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, oh yeah, okay. So it's a common theme, man. I seen that they were talking about it on Impulsive about fighters, and it's a common thing in the boxing world. Do you nut pre-fight, or do you wait, dog?
Do I nut?
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Pre-fight? No, man. No ladies, man. No ladies. You got to keep them legs strong, boys.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the common theme, man. So there's 3 for 3 that we've asked on the show that all say, "Fuck no, ain't no way."
Yeah.
Well, they
The
said
night of the 11th, that's a different story.
what's funny is that both Logan and Jake said they both took a loss the night that they both nutted before they fight. They were undefeated prior to that. They're like, "Fuck, man, maybe it is a real thing, dude."
I think it is.
It
I
got
think
to
it
be,
is
man.
because it's like a man and his testosterone. It's like I don't know, bro. I think people say it's a myth, or people say it's all BS. Like, who knows? But I just play it safe, man. I play it safe.
Next question is do you are you a supplemental guy? Like, do you take Alpha Brain or anything like that?
Yep.
It's a question, you're always in the grind, you're always in the gym, you're always on the move. What are you doing to keep keep your mind intact? Are you taking any supplements
Or
or anything
eating
like
like lion's mane mushroom or anything like that?
that? Yeah.
No, not so much. Like I took Alpha Brain for a while. I just honestly hadn't bought anymore, and for no reason. Like I don't feel like it helped, or I didn't notice a difference. But only real supplements that I really take are just I take a multivitamin. Yeah, that's basically it. I don't take any like creatine or any of that other stuff. Like with my body and the way my anatomy is, it's like I've got to be real careful what I put into my body, because like I hold on to my weight. Like
Sure. Yep.
like I just have bulky. I'm short and stout. You know what I'm saying? And my body just holds on to that weight. So I don't even lift weights that often. But yeah, this fight camp, we focus a lot on strength and conditioning.
Okay.
Well, so do you have I don't want to talk about it right away. Go ahead, Levi. My bad.
What?
Well, I have questions about the main event because I'm just excited for it. I think it's going to be one of those fights that we all remember in bare knuckle, and it's a match made in heaven, really, for fans and fighters alike. I want to keep bringing it up, so I'm going to skip over the question I had. Levi, what do you got?
So I'm gonna just throw it out there. It's State Fair week here in Montana. Oh shit, he's out there. All right. Well, it's up there. So J.R. Ridge is fighting John Dodson in
Oh,
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
you want
It's
all
on the
right? Well,
screen.
we'll talk about it. You got a major fight coming up, man, and it might be the biggest one of your life. It might not be. So I would, in my eyes, consider it probably one of your biggest fights of your life. You have a title on the line. You're going to be fighting a very decorated fighter like John Dodson. You're going to be fighting him in his hometown. What are you expecting the most for out of John? What kind of fight style are you expecting out of him to come at you with?
With John, we've seen him already twice in the BKFC, and we've seen what he does. And we've watched him all these years. Like we've all been fans of him. He's paved the way for a lot of the smaller weight classes to really show up and show out, and he's fought the same way for years. Going back to his track record with BKFC, like he likes to rush in, throw a bunch of, overwhelm his opponent, throw a bunch of hooks. That's what I expect. And I think that's what John expects. I think what he thinks in his mind, he's going to finish it in the first round like he's done his last opponents in the BKFC. But honestly, like, he's never fought an opponent quite like me that's just as fast as he is. My fight IQ is just as good as his. I fought overseas numerous amount of times. I fought on, a different platform than John. He obviously fought on the biggest one that in combat sports, and he's fought a lot of decorated fighters. But, when it comes to BKFC, I'm the homegrown 125 number one contender right now, and John's never faced a guy quite like me in BKFC. And once he feels, my power is just as heavy as his power, I think I know for a fact he's gonna have a long night.
What is your base fight style? What did you originally start fighting? Like, was it boxing?
No, it's the sport called Sanshou. It's from China. It's just like Muay Thai, but you can throw each other on the ground. Very
Okay.
similar to
Once you hit the
Russian
mat, you have to get
Sambo.
up.
Oh, did I miss that somehow?
Yeah, you said once you hit the mat, you have to get
Okay,
up.
yeah, I
and
remember that now.
start
Yeah,
fighting.
oh yeah, I recall that. Sorry, my bad, man.
It's all good. But yeah, that's what I started in. Like my coach, he's Chinese. My original coach, he came to the States to get his education, and I met him while I was in Texas. He went to Texas Tech to get his business degree, and in his time, his name's Ian Lee. If you guys want to check him out, in his time in China, he was like the Oscar De La Hoya of the sport.
Is that right?
Yeah, and every time we go over there, man, we got the royal treatment. It was crazy. It was me living I was 18, 19 years old, traveling overseas and living that rock star life. It was amazing. But he was a boxer. As a kid, he started off boxing, and then he transitioned into Sanshou. But his style, his background was boxing. So he put a lot of that boxing into his fighters, and that's where all my boxing skills started out.
You're a fun fighter to watch. You really are. I don't think there's a boring round with you in it because you can see your mind's always ticking. You're always fishing, you're always looking, and you're fast as shit. And you hit hard as a motherfucker. So you have the ingredients for having a very fun fighter for a long time, man. So I'm excited for this to see the outcome because I don't know what John Gott's planned, if he's going to keep going, but I could see the passion behind you. I could see you wearing the belt for a while.
I appreciate
I was
that.
like, the way you pick your shots, I think this is gonna be nice, dude.
Yeah. He's a strategic fighter, man. And like, you have your bombers, you have your people that are, really good bombers. Like, Brian Duran's a really good bomber. And I want to compare, like, people might be able to compare you to that, but I wouldn't think so. I think you're a little more strategic than he is.
Yeah. I know I am. Like all the fights we've seen John do over the years, man, it's the same thing. Just in BKFC, we just take his legs away. We take his kicks, his knees and elbows away, and all he's got is his hands. And John's hands aren't that great. They're fast. Don't get me wrong, they're fast. I'm just as fast, but I'm more strategic. You know, and my boxing skill is far more superior than John's is. You know, the thing is too, with my style and John's style, like this matchup is probably one of the greatest matches that Bare Knuckles made
I
because
agree.
we're both fast, we're both exciting fighters to watch, but whenever our two styles clash, it could be the fight of the year. I mean, if it goes all 5 rounds and it's a banger and it's back and forth, you know, it could be a candidate for fight of the year, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
our boy Jeff Hunger says 3rd round TKO to the Lion. So
And shout out to Unger Sales. He also had a great question for Mr. Ridge here. How are you enjoying your time down at the Mayweather gym?
You know, it's I enjoy it. You know, the thing is, like, I know that I'm not going to be fighting for another 10 years. You know what I'm saying? But it's great that I'm able to still have a career in the fight fitness world. It's mostly on the fitness side, but you know, it's my passion, it's my purpose. I feel like, you know, the knowledge that I have over the years and all my experience, I'm able to, you know, take all that and coach other people or train other people. And you know, half the time, like I'm not really doing the coaching. Like I'll coach a couple classes, but you know, I'm running this one out in St. Pete, and then we've also got a brand new one that's being built right now in Celebration, Orlando. It's next to Disney that I'm going to be, you know, running St. Pete and the one in Celebration. So I stay busy, and you know, it just keeps me in that world. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely. I don't know who commented that, but whoever said they thought the Richmond versus Mundell matchup was good, I agree. That was a good matchup as well.
Yeah, that shocked the fuck out of me.
I didn't know Mike was going to retire after that, but it was good.
Yeah, no, it shocked the fuck out of me, legitimately.
That was a great matchup. That was a
Yeah.
phenomenal matchup. Like that's like the type of matchup you think when, like, you think of me and John Dodson, like Dave
Yeah.
Mundell and Mike Richmond, those two guys are the two best southpaws in BKFC. Plus, they're phenomenal fighters. Like Dave Mundell moves like a little guy, even though he's a big guy. Mike Richmond, same thing. Like he used to be a little guy, but now he's, you know, obviously gained some weight. You know,
And he does it. He looks good doing it. It's too bad he's retired. Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to Mike.
Exactly. And that was an incredible matchup. And you know, Dave Mundell, shout out to him. You know, I see him on a regular basis. I just saw him today, you know, and
did you?
his,
That's
yeah,
neat.
his little brother passed. So we were at the funeral, you know. Prayers go out to his family.
Condolences, man.
Yeah, prayers go out to his family. But yeah, I see Dave all the time. Like we're from the same area. We train together sometimes, but good guy.
Okay. I started a thing back, I don't know, 10 minutes ago. It's Fair Week here in Montana. What's your favorite ride at a state fair?
What's the question?
What's your favorite ride at like a state fair that you ever been to?
Or like a theme park.
Or theme park, amusement park, anything.
Fair ride.
My favorite ride?
Yeah.
Dude, for one, I hate roller coasters. I hate them. I would have to say at Universal there was they have the Fast and Furious ride. That was dope. It's like a roller coaster.
I would love that too.
Yeah.
But
that was cool.
It's not a roller coaster, or what? Like I guess I've never seen it. So
it's like a roller coaster. Like it's a roller coaster, but like you're indoors, and there's screens and everything going. Like it's not like you're on a roller coaster.
Oh, okay. It's not like one of them big outside roller coasters.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I am with those, man.
So I'm gonna dig into a little bit of your history here. Like your last opponent, Chauncey Wilson
from Gorilla.
Yeah. He was a tall fighter compared to you. I was wondering how you were gonna go about it from range and everything. you know, how did you practice getting in, you know, with bare knuckle, you know, trying to defend against the range and strike?
You know, from bare knuckle to having boxing gloves on, the range is different already, right?
Yeah, right.
So, I think it goes along with the experience. You know, all the guys on the BKFC roster, they all have experience, so they are able to judge the distance very well. And there's some fighters that just don't get it, right? I think with me, you know, just how I've been all my life, like I've always had to fight guys that are taller than me. You know, just because my body size. But you know, with John and I on paper, John is shorter than me.
Yeah, he's a little guy. Yeah, I interviewed him personally, and I got to meet him. He was a small guy.
Yeah. So you know, I've only fought a couple guys that are shorter than me. Like I fought Justin Martinez.
Yeah.
And I do very well with guys that are shorter than me or my size. But when it comes down to like guys that are taller,
yeah,
like
how do you get in? Like what's your strategy, man?
You know, I'm already a quick type of guy. I like to a lot of head movement, a lot of feints, you know, a lot of you know, footwork. So feint my way in, work the body, then get out. Strategic entries and exits is plays a huge part in my style with guys.
I noticed. So you do, like, the reason why I asked you earlier about boxing being your base, man, because when we look at your little highlight clip that we're running on here, shout out to David Potter, by the way. The highlight reel sick, and it also refreshes my memory on you know, watching your training videos. You look like you're an excellent boxer, man. You look like you're a natural. You've been doing it a long time. So that's why it made me curious.
You've adjusted well, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. And that's not always the case for some fighters, man. Some fighters, they have their base and that's what they roll with, man. But you look like you're a natural boxer.
I appreciate that. You know, and you know, I give all the credit to my first coach, Ian Lee, just because his boxing was out of this world. I mean, it still is. I mean, he's in his 50s now. But you know, I owe it all to him. He focused a lot of his time on me, and I appreciate that.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You remind me of a very humble fighter, man. Like I was excited to get to know you a little more personable than, you know, watching you over a fight screen. And it's cool to get to see how humble you are as a person, man, because you never know, like some people are just, you know, they wear themselves loud, and you got the blonde hair. I used to use the blonde hair a lot, dude, so I like it a lot. I was like, I wonder if he's gonna be cool or if he's gonna be a dickhead, man. And you're way cool, man.
No, yeah, you know, the thing is, like, with some of the fighters that are you know, douchebags that think they're, you know, higher than everybody else, like, that's not me as a human. Like, that's not me as a guy. You know, I try to be as humble as possible. But, you know, one thing is, like, that a lot of people know me that personally know me. It's like, don't take my kindness for weakness, because, yeah, I've all the experience and all the things that I've done in my life, I can be humble about, because I'm that confident in my skill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fair statement, man.
You know, and I'm going to piggyback on what Ty said there. When you said that you used to be a retail manager, it makes sense. You know, now I'm like, oh, he does have the he's got the charisma.
This is nice, yeah, man, yeah. You mentioned a statement. You said a statement early on, and when I asked you about winning the title or what that, you know, like what like it was along those lines, and you said, I am BKFC's homegrown #1 contender, right?
In the flyweight division.
Yeah. We also, our good friend Kai Stewart, man, he's kind of homegrown. He's built himself into a star, man. You're on the cusp of that, and you know, it's cool that you've seen that. How do you feel about his maybe possible upcoming match with Dat Win?
You know, same thing with Kai. Like, Kai's got his background. Like, he was a wrestler, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah. I've watched the social media and heard people talk about Kai. And Kai's has his experience in his wrestling. Like, he knows the grit. He knows what it takes to be a professional athlete, not at the professional level where you're getting paid, right? He treated himself in training, and he treated himself like he was a professional athlete for so many years. So whenever he got into BKFC, the biggest bare knuckle platform there is right now, he continued to live his life, his athletic life as a professional. So
that's a pretty damn good assessment.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
So with him, that's why I like him. Like, he's made a name for himself in BKFC. Continuing to be the person who he is, living his life like a professional in the sport he's in now. And I think it's wonderful for a guy to be able to, especially for the homegrown guys. Like, I consider myself a homegrown guy with BKFC. I consider like Palomino, like those guys are like homegrown guys, even though they've had fights in Bellator and this and that. But I like to see the homegrown guys win. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're the homegrown guys, and we should be getting all the daps and the money and sponsorships. You know what I'm saying? But when these big UFC guys come into our sport, it's good for the sport for one, but it's always good to see us homegrown guys beat the shit out of these UFC guys. You know what I'm saying? So Kai Stewart, man, I'd like to, I'm sure I'll meet him in the future in person, and I'm sure he's, like the way his persona is and his character as he represents himself in BKFC. I'm sure he's still a different guy whenever he's not on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I love watching him. I love to see his, the stuff, all the build up with that and all that. I love that. But I'm sure Kai is just as humble as I am as well.
Hashtag the humble team.
The humble team.
Actually, Kai is wrestling tonight at 5:30 versus Germany on Team Montana. So
yes, he is. He's representing the United States versus Germany here in Montana.
Down in Billings. Oh, man, that's amazing, man.
Yeah, shout out to our boy. We hope he fucking takes another gold, man. That's what he does.
Fucking right.
When you do, let's just say you're the victor in this, in your bout, and optimistically you're thinking great, and you win. What is the first thing that you're gonna do as a champion, my man?
The first thing I'm gonna do as a champion is I'm gonna eat good, boys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm gonna say I've already got a list of places I'm gonna eat. I've got a list of all the bad, all the cheat meals that I'm gonna eat. But the first thing I'm gonna do is call my mom, of course.
Yeah.
Tell my mom we did it. Finally we won. We're world champion. And then obviously, thank God for the gifts that he's given me to do what I do.
Fucking right. All right. I got a question about your fight. What do you think of the fight poster? Yours was the only different one all year.
Yeah, like a graphic animation.
I've seen people love it and I've seen people hate it. So I want to know what your opinion is.
Yeah, good question, Levi.
Like, honestly, like, I love it. Like,
I think it's dope, bro. I fuck with anime though, so I think it's sick as shit. So I love Dragon Ball, so I'm a Dragon Ball fan. I'm a huge fucking Dragon Ball fan.
Yo,
yours looks more realistic than John's does.
Yeah, what's crazy is what's funny. I was joking around. I was like, yo, John and I aren't very big dudes, and they made us look huge. You know what I mean?
You guys look like some real
superheroes, man.
Yeah, you guys are strapped for big as hell.
You got 20 pack.
It's all good though.
They call you 20 pack. Like his 6-pack is just so ripped, dude. It's ridiculous.
Dude, I thought it was dope. Already, like, John and I are different. You know what I mean? And I thought, since all the AI that's came out and doing all this and that, I thought it was perfect for them to do like an animated poster of us. And I loved it. A lot of people, like, it's mixed. Like, people love it, people hate it.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that. I've seen it be about 50.
It just came across one of our comments. They're like, I fucking hate it. let's take it back some more history, man. You have one loss on your record, and I just talked about this a few pods ago. I was saying that like how, a loss on your record in bare knuckle doesn't feel the same as a loss, like as if you would say in boxing or UFC, because it's so easy to lose at the same time as it is almost to win, because the cuts and the technicals, and how do you feel about your loss with Daniel Alvarez? Are you going to run it back at any point in your record or in your career, or how does that feel, with your bare knuckle record being stained like that?
It pisses me off that there's a loss on the record, right?
Right.
Like, I don't feel like there's a need for me to run it back. The thing is with Daniel in that fight, like I could have called it off, right? I could have been like, no, I don't want to fight, because that dude, like he weighed on the scale 129.6. He was supposed to weigh 125.
Right. He's way over, almost 5 pounds.
Yeah, and I could have called it off. I didn't. I was like, okay, let's go ahead with the fight. Like the day of the fight, I remember walking into the ring. I'm like, damn, Daniel is big. Like, he's even bigger than he was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he's big, and I was like, dang, it's gonna be a long night, right? So once we got going, once we started, the first round came around, the second round came around. I was, there's so many shoulda, woulda, couldas that I still think about it. I think with the game plan for me in that fight, I didn't assess properly. Like, I tried to stay on the outside, pick my shots, get in, get out, get in, get out. And with his game plan, he really utilized his jab, kept me on the outside of it. I didn't get inside that jab. I didn't work my angles. So, it's a double-edged sword when it comes to that. You know what I mean? When it comes to that loss, and then I ended up getting cut, and then the doctor stoppage. So, I would like to run it back and get my win back, but there's no need right now. I'm
absolutely
ranked,
sure.
Yeah, I'm currently ranked number 1 flyweight. And
is that something that so you're saying you'd entertain it later if Daniel earned his way up?
Yeah, I would. Like, if he earned his way up, I'm holding the belt, and he's the number 1 guy. Yeah, of course, let's run it.
Hey, David Potter says, man, his girl yells at him every time that he gets in and gets out.
Every second, then 7 seconds later, he's sleeping on the couch.
That's fucking so funny, dog. Yeah. Or I don't know. I don't know who is running Fight World right now, but the comment section was funny as fuck, man. Another thing that you're going to be doing after you become a superstar, you're going to be so busy. Because I witnessed it with Kai. Our boy is a hard working motherfucker, man. He never stops, right? Are you prepared for the amount of exposure you're going to get, and plus all the putting in the work at the same time? Have you prepared in your mind for any of the fame that you might gather on the way?
Not so much, just because I'm focusing on the task at hand. The pressure, fighting in John's backyard, like, pro John crowd, it hasn't hit me. But the thing is, like, fighting a big name like John Dodson, when I know my capabilities, I know what I can do. I would say that when I do get the win, and all the exposure comes, like, I'm just gonna handle it, just like handle it like I do everything else. And, Yep. Just stay positive. Don't get overwhelmed, and I've got a good team around me, so
yeah,
I'm not too stressed.
Is this like the most adversities you've had to face, with it being his backyard, pro John crowd, all that? Or
that's a good question.
Yeah, that is a very good question. Like, the thing is, like, I fought the Chinese in China. I fought in their country. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Okay.
I fought a Russian while I was fighting in China. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
whenever it comes to that, like, that doesn't bother me. But the thing is, like, we all have to remember that everybody that's gonna come watch the fight, everybody that's gonna be watching on, streaming it through the app, yeah, they might be pro John because John Dodson, is a well-known guy, but they're also going to be fans of me too. They also know who I am. They also know that, I'm ranked number
I would
one.
agree, man. I think you got a
Yeah.
fan base. You got a deep fan base in bare knuckle. So I don't think for the fans that are watching bare knuckle, I think it's going to be a pretty split crowd. Maybe not in the fucking stadium, but in the viewership.
Right.
Yeah.
Unger says money on the floor for JR Ridge. So
You got Unger over here putting money on the flow. It's a saying around here that means something, man. We're putting money on that fighter.
throwing it
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
picking it up. You know what I mean? I got one for you.
Yeah.
So in the co-main, who do you got? You got G?
Yeah,
Or you got
let's
Bryce?
not run over it right away. I mean, you got a massive co-main event that's going to
Yeah,
draw
you
in
do.
a fucking massive crowd. I mean, when we were in Albuquerque, that was a near sellout crowd. Like, well, it was sold out for what it could fit, but they're probably going to expand it a little more to the max. I bet. I just felt like there's no fuller you can get it, but if they can fill it, that motherfucker's going to be packed just simply off YouTube fans and shit as well. Bryce Hall has a massive following. He's working his ass off with fucking the Juggernaut, and Juggernaut beating the brakes off of him too, dude. I was just watching some training videos, and Jug isn't going lightly at all on Bryce Hall.
I know the comments tried saying it was, but they looked like he was clapping.
No, Jug was getting him, and fucking, and if Jug, that motherfucker doesn't play. He's a maximum kind of dude all the time. And then you have our boy G, man, who is a phenomenal striker, and it seems like he got a lot of venom in him, and you guys are going to be drawn in not only that crowd. So
when he ain't cut man and he's training,
are you guys? It almost feels like with the excitement behind that fight that they're trying to steal a thunder from you guys. So are you going to make sure that you guys got the thunder?
Yeah, we John and I, like, our fight is definitely going to have the thunder. But the whole Bryce Hall thing, like, I'm the same way as G. Like, these influencers think, they can come into a professional fighting lifestyle when they don't have anything, and they think this lifestyle is a game. And honestly, it does piss me off too. But G's a friend of mine, and G's gonna hurt this man. G is gonna hurt this man. And like, it baffles me, some of these influencers, man, that they think they can come in and do a professional boxing match, but the fact that this dude wants to come in and do a professional bare knuckle match, it's unbelievable to me. And I love how G is like, I'm not gonna knock this man out. I'm gonna draw it out 5 rounds, and I'm gonna break his face. You know what I'm saying? That's how G has been saying that I've heard some podcasts, some interviews, and like, G's gonna draw it out, he's gonna punish him, and he's gonna break that man's face.
Yeah, Bryce is in deep fucking water, dude.
I think he's in deep water, even with Jug's help. I think Jug almost did him a disservice. Now Jug got some convinced he might beat G.
No,
I don't think
that's insane. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Like,
I know.
Like, you and I can't go to hop in a Formula One car and be in the top 3. You know what I'm saying? It's impossible. Those guys are professionals. Like, G's been doing this all his
I don't know
life.
about you. I think I can do it.
G's been boxing all his life. I've been in the combat world for a long time, and I know what it's like, what it takes, and all the time and blood, sweat, and tears, and all the things that we go through. And this guy can train for 6 months and try to attempt it. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't work.
Does it fuck up the game if he beats G?
I'll be pissed off. It's not gonna happen though. It's definitely.
No, I don't think so either. We got money on the flow on G all day, man.
Oh, G's the dog.
Yeah. You guys got a couple other fights that are intriguing too on that card. You got the Santiago fight.
Hell yeah, that's our homie.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. He's on like the little Hall of Fame there in fucking on the Wall of Fame of Jackson Wink. Yeah. And then we got also Derek Gates, man. He's gonna be fighting on that card. I'm excited to see his return and see what he has about because he finished Dakota
Greenwood.
Coda Greenwood, yeah. Coda Greenwood in moments, you know what I mean? He did that in style. Just like he said he would, man. He said his heart is in the fight game, so I'm excited to see him bang out on that card as well.
Blake LeCath is in there.
And then you have we have another massive card that's building. It seems like every fucking day is a Miami card.
August 25th.
It's getting bananas. That card is building quite the card. It almost feels like it's a Denver or another one. Yeah, it's another big fucking night for bare knuckle. You got Tom Sheriff and
Home show first. Bryce Henry was just announced.
Bryce Henry, yeah, that's gonna be a fucking banger, man.
The smiling assassin like this.
Yeah.
If you don't know, go back and watch the Bryce Henry episode on our YouTube channel.
All right.
He's a G, man. A great kid, man. Really humble himself. He's got that boxing mentality. Super humble about the work that is put into the craft, and he respects it. You know, like he does boxing.
Hell yeah. And the headliner for that one's Go Slevesky versus Jake.
Yeah, Go man. I'm a fan of Go, man. He's
me too, dude. That's my favorite bare knuckle fighter. Yeah, I just love watching him bang, man.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Like, I love his style. He's got tenacity. He's ferocious as hell, and he's a marketable type of guy. And we've been following each other on social media, and then I met him at the fights in Lakeland in person, and he's like, man, he's a super humble guy. He's like, man, I've been following, watching your videos. Like, I like what you're doing. Like, we got to stay connected. I was like, bro, like, likewise.
Yeah, no, he's a cool motherfucker, man, and he's a hell of a fighter. I liked he's been learning too, because he's met a few walls where he had to learn, man. And one of those fights was against that Russian. I'm not gonna butcher his name.
Oh, was it the Pink Panther? No,
that was a great fight though too.
Okay, I know which one you're talking
about.
The Russian.
The Russian. I can't remember his name right now, but that was a wall for Gogo, and we got to see Gogo learn. You got to see Gogo adapt. But he's fighting a very tough Jake Lindsay. Jake Lindsay's a fucking good striker, man.
Just said they got Jake.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, it's not no walk in the park for Gogo here. This is a legitimate fucking boxing match here.
That's going to be a dig deep for both of them, though. I think
people sleep on old Jake Lindsay, and I think he has a lot to say about Gogo's dominance. And actually, we were one of the first people to introduce that fucking conversation.
Yeah, we did. If you want to watch that, go back.
Yeah, I forgot about that. We had Gogo and Jake Lindsay on the same show. I forgot all about that.
Gogo visited Jake Lindsay episode. Go back and
watch he did. He called in. Good. Yeah, he's like, "What's up, dogs?" Talking shit, type of shit. And he just pulled up and was all like, "What's up, Jake? You got something to say or what?" And Jake's like, "No, I got nothing but love, but let's get it on," type of shit.
That's right. They said two guys showing it up, but two people that take their job very serious.
Fucking A, dude.
There was a comment on there. They said, "Imagine what BKFC 50 is going to look like." I think that's that one Dave's been hyping since Denver. He said the next big fight will be in September. So we're getting close to 50, aren't we?
Fuck yeah, we're 2 away, 3 away.
Yeah, which would be the start of September. So that's crazy.
That'll be a great night of fucking. That'll just be a celebration for BKFC, us in general, a few of our friends because they're all in bare knuckle. It's gonna be cool, man. BKFC 50 is gonna be legit.
We'll probably be.
I got another one concerning the main event for this guy, man. What's it gonna feel like punching the guy in the face that smiles at you the entire fight, man? He's always so happy, man. I called him the happiest fighter I've ever met.
And you know what I'm saying? Like John, like what I've heard about John, he's the nicest guy. Like he's a very humble type of guy. He's a family man. I respect that. He's done a lot of things. I respect that. But, whenever we're in the ring, like, I don't give a damn about that smile. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here to do one thing, and that's to get the flyweight belt and to beat John Dodson. Like, John Dodson was the only other person like any other fight for me didn't make any sense. John Dotson's number 2, I'm number 1, and thank goodness Boss Man decided to fight, to announce that we're going to be fighting for the title. And I'm going to knock that smile off of John's face.
Fucking right, dude. Talk your shit. I like that.
Fucking, what was I just gonna say? God dang it. I just had it too. What were you just talking about? You sparked a question of mine. Go ahead, Levi. He said something that sparked. I just gotta remind what
I
he
was
said.
just thinking about that first fight versus our Great Falls boy. Shout out to him. Rest in peace to Gerald Gregory.
Oh yeah, man. Gregori.
Because that was your first fight in the BKFC, was versus one of our Great Falls folks. So just wanted to tell you.
Yeah,
Gerald,
he passed away. So rest in peace to him and condolences to his family.
Yep, absolutely.
I was gonna say, I think you made both the Tampa cards, which is pretty sick. I watched the Chancey Wilson and the Justin Martinez fights last night while I was just sitting there just making stuff.
What'd you think?
I thought that Wilson one, they went back and forth, dude. It was basically, pick your poison type shit.
Yeah, it was a good
It was
fight.
good, dude. Martinez got in pretty good. Got pretty good. Question, bro.
I got it right now, actually. So when you're fighting Dotson, is this a personal thing for you? Also, like a personal, like I can beat what is considered, one of the top dogs. Is this going to be like something personal for you as well? Like, yeah, I fucking did it. I beat a champion. So not only winning the belt, but are you understanding what I'm kind of saying? Is this a personal thing that's going to level you up as a person?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, again, like I respect John. He's a good guy. But the thing, like, as soon as he came into BKFC, like I remember he was like, this is my division now, like blah 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 blah. Like, it's not his division, because there's somebody out there that he's going to face August 11th that is just as good as he is, if not better. So when it comes to our two styles, we're going to clash. Like, we're going to clash. Like, his style is totally different than my style, and how I've been preparing is, you guys will have to see August 11th. But like to be able to beat John when John has so much hype, and everybody is pro John. Like, yeah, I don't read the comments much, but whenever I do see him, it's obviously all John. But I have no doubt in my skill, and I knew when he came into BKFC that I was going to end up fighting him, and I was going to win.
In some of that training that you've been doing, like, I don't want you to give details or anything, but like your conditioning when it comes to your stamina, man. Let's just say that you guys are explosive. I just want to say that both of you guys are explosive fighters. Let's just say that your explosion and your technicalities and your fucking striking doesn't work on either one of you guys, and you guys stretch it out to the 5th, and people beg for the 6th, including the ref or the judges. Have you prepared for maybe running out of or going into a 6th?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been like, so I have a new head coach now, and it's the same as Ryan Reber's head coach. Like, they're Ryan Reber and I now share head coaches, and he
is that not
like
Ryan Perez?
Yeah, y'all know Ryan Reber. Ryan.
Yeah,
Ryan Reber.
Isn't Reber training under Perez, Ryan Perez, in Slaughterhouse?
I think he's under them. He's under Guerrilla Warfare.
Yeah.
100%. Shout out.
But like the strength and conditioning that he puts us through, like, it's hell. And the amount of sparring, the amount of rounds that I go, and the amount of cardio and strength and conditioning that I've done for the last almost 10 weeks, I'm going to be well prepared. Even with this altitude, you know what I'm saying? Even with the altitude, like you guys might think I'm crazy, but I be wearing the the elevation mask
Shit. Okay.
like normal, like a normal, like not training. Like I'm obviously wearing it training, not sparring, but training, but wearing it like now. Like if I wasn't talking to you guys, I'd be wearing it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That I was gonna say we seen it in the video there.
The
mask?
the sweatsuit or the mask. Oh yeah. Someone in the comments said you've been wearing a sweatsuit called Shift, and you pretty much live in it. And I know he's been training with Shift.
Training with Shift.
Okay, got you.
Brian Reber.
No, that shift is with Dave Mundell and all those boys. I'm just good friends with that crew. You know, Jared Warren, like all those guys are out of there. You know, Jihad is phenomenal. He's an amazing coach. I haven't trained out there with him, but you know, we're all scattered around this Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater area. And there's you know, there's a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I train with Battle Zone Boxing. That's on the St. Pete side.
Okay.
When are you gonna get down to Albuquerque, right? Like you're training.
I was just gonna ask that too.
Yeah,
I'll be down there not this week, the next week.
Because I think that we're from Montana, and we noticed the elevation difference, and we're like, holy fuck, this is even different for us. Like,
because we're at 53, they're at like 57.
No, I think they're 1,000. What was it, 2,000 feet exactly? Yeah, 2,000 feet ahead of us.
Oh, 33.
Yeah, dogs. Like, so, and like, we noticed it was noticeably colder than Montana, which we were fucking shocked. You know, we thought we were going to the fucking desert, right?
Thanks to Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
we're misleading the fuck out of us.
Yeah, we go down there, man. It's not no fucking. I mean, it's an ice desert, man. It was so cold.
Jeff, I'd like to be in Albuquerque if we could make it. Yeah, for sure. I would like to be there. Because G, you the man, G.
Yeah, hell yeah. I want to watch G fight.
Get it.
Yeah, dude. And I want to watch Mr. Ridge fight, dude. I think this is going to be, like I said, this has the ingredients for fight of the night, fight of the year.
Because we fought, I mean, we hung with John Dotson after his last one. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, John Dotson was fine, man. He's a great guy, man. I'm gonna speak it, dude. I think that fucking Ridge has this fight, man. I'm putting money on the floor on you also, bro. And that's one half of the weekly bus. You got my vote. You've had it for a while. Publicly saying I think you're gonna win this fight.
I'm going with JR as well. That's not because I don't like it. It's just because I always go against the Bolt comment.
Oh, you're going for Dotson?
No, I'm going for JR.
You are? No.
Bolt comments are
both comments. Got you.
So if the spread was and we could bet was, you know.
Yeah, he does. He likes to shoot underdogs a lot.
Hell yeah.
So like
I also like his fucking fight style. So
I wanted to shout out Kai and Dakota Rhodes and Northwest Kickboxing League. We put on a fight for ET Promotions, and it was a great promotion. And I think we had a pretty good live stream. And I also want to shout out Kill Eagle Promotions
for having his event 2 weekends ago.
Yeah, yep. And that was in Havre, and that was an excellent night of fights as well. Probably one of the loudest crowds that we've had with Kill Eagle.
Over Glendive?
It was loud as fuck, man. It really was. So the fans were very active there, and they were super loud. And you know, it might have been part of the venue. The venue was also really echoey, and it was awesome actually. So I mean,
shout out to the Ice Dome.
Yeah, I think the Ice Dome made it fun because it was loud and echoey.
But even Glendive being in the basketball court was still fucking cool.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
So do you have any more questions for Ridge? Before we get
are you gonna do the Alpine climb when you get to Albuquerque, since you will have a few days?
What's that?
Oh, that is a good question. That is a good question.
There's an Alpine climb where you start at the base of the mountain and then you hike up.
Rumor has it it's brutal as fuck.
Yeah, because you start at that base 55, but you're up around like 90, 89 or something when you're done or close to it.
I'd love to go try it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because everybody else went up there. Like our Ubers were all we were in a fuck situation when we were down there, but we didn't get to go up there. But everybody else was.
Yeah, no, yeah. If our ride situation wasn't fucking a hager,
We probably would have even seen Roswell. Who
Hell
knows?
yeah, we would have. What the fuck? Yeah, there would have been no question. Are you gonna do any sightseeing yourself while you're down there, man? Like Roswell or going to Jackson Wink and just checking out the history around there?
Yeah, I think so. Like, Jackson Wink. Like I grew up in Texas, right? I lived in Lubbock,
Okay.
Texas, and I used to train with Leonard Garcia. And when Leonard left and he was blowing up in the WEC, like he would always come back to Lubbock and train with us, and tell us all the cool stories about living in the dorms at Jackson Wink. But yeah, like I'd love to go check it out, see it firsthand myself, and that gym is a legend. It's a legendary gym.
Yeah. Go
All right. So Unger came through with the question: do you believe in aliens?
Hold on. This is a hot
Dude.
topic, by the way,
It is,
because
especially in that state as well.
well, not only that, it's a super hot topic,
Oh, right
anyways,
now.
because Congress, as of a few days ago, just held a fucking massive UAP, UFO, alien fucking committee. And they got 3 highly decorated government officials under oath saying, yes, the United States has alien bodies that are non-human. That was clear. The other one was, yes, we do have fucking remnants of crashed off-world vehicles. Off-world meaning not from Earth. And they also said that that we have programs in the United States government that are doing subcontracts with companies like Boeing and Northern Grumman, all them motherfuckers, right? That have the technology on hand. And they have witnesses that are willing to come front as long as they get immunity for releasing the information. Now, back to the question, do you believe in aliens?
Dude, okay, so we live in a planet, we live in planet Earth, right? We live in a galaxy. There's hundreds and thousands of galaxies out there. There has to be other life out there.
Let's
You know what
go,
I'm saying?
baby. I'm a big believer.
Dude, like there has to be.
They say there's like 100 planets to every grain of sand on Earth. So you tell me if there's life outside of Earth. You know what I mean? It's like, do you know how much you know how much fucking sand you can hold? But that's not even all of it.
Well, man, concerning your fight, I hope you knock it out of this world, baby.
But one quick little story. I was in Lincoln, Montana this last few days, and I think we seen the B-21 Raider fly over us or something.
Mom was saying this, and you know what? I in 2008, I was laying in the grass in Parkdale, which is like the hood where we live. And me and my cousin Kyler would lay out there every fucking night. This is no lie. Anybody that lived around me, including my brother, knows that this is true. I just watch the stars every night in the grass. I shit you not, a black triangle flew over us that was fucking massive. Bigger than any other plane that I've ever seen. Because, I'm in between apartment complexes. I can measure within buildings, right?
Right.
3 buildings wide, dude. It's huge. Huge fucking thing. And I think it was an Armada that you guys seen, and you guys didn't see the new bomber because the new bomber is like a steel. It wouldn't be black or anything like that.
All I know is it had 1 light up front, 2 in the back, and 1 red in the center, and you could see the silhouette of it.
That's what Mon said too.
Triangle.
I think you guys seen an Armada. Look up Armada, man. Well, I'm glad you had you had jumped on the show and you had time, bro, because I know how hard it is being between your training camps to catch up with you guys. So thank you for jumping on the show, especially as your fight's coming up so close. We really wanted to hear from your perspective. We wanted to let you know that the weekly bus is going for you, bro.
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys.
John, too. I just think you got it, man. I think I see the eye of the tiger, or eye of the lion, if you will. And
Nice.
I think you have it in there, man. And I really wanted to give you a moment to shout out any of your sponsors or anybody that's in your corner that you wanted to make sure that they get heard too or seen.
Yeah, I want to shout out Wicked Muay Thai for always making me the dopest fight trunks ever for all my fights. My buddy Jeremy Rickard, he owns Excelicor Real Estate out here in Tampa. They're one of my biggest sponsors. Tariq Price, business partner, mentor. We're both running these Mayweathers, and so yeah, that's all I've got right there, boys.
All right.
All right. Just a quick shout out to our boy at Kill Eagle, Wesley. He said September 23rd, we're in the middle of nowhere,
In
Glasgow,
Glasgow,
Montana, and we'll be streaming the fights for everybody then again.
Let's go, man. So shout out to Mr. Kill Eagle Promotions and Wesley and all them. Shout out to ET Promotions and those guys over there. Shout out to Kai and Dakota for letting that happen or getting it together. Also,
and with our sponsors, we will be having a new shirt drop. Keep checking it out because we're going to decide. But shirts are coming, baby. Keep on going because it's guerrilla warfare shit till the end, right? GWA, save yourself 10% with the promo code TWB10 at checkout.
yeah.
That's guerrilla warfare apparel.
Also, shout out to Hudson's Trash Removal. If you have any trash in your life that you would like to remove,
You're out of here.
make sure you call Kyle Hudson and the trash, and he'd be glad to get it out of here with the saying, "It's out of here."
That's right.
Yeah.
You're gone.
Shout out to Halftime Sports Bar and Casino and Taco Treat, your best sports bar in Great Falls, Montana, and also they serve those nice tacos.
And they will be streaming the fights on August 11th when JR takes on John Dodson.
Yes, sir. Also shout out to our Auntie Jamie St. Mark. She's always been a helpful sponsor of ours since the moment we began the show, including letting her she let us use her ride to get to where we needed to be this weekend.
Go. And with that, 20 past 4.
Or your one-stop vape and head shop.
5 locations.
2 conveniently located in Great Falls.
1 in Helena.
1 in Billings.
And 1 in Prescott, Arizona.
Let's go.
With that, I think that's it.
Yeah, man. No, thank you
JR,
for all
we
your time,
appreciate
big
it.
dog. Lion, I hope you fucking act like a ferocious beast that you are, and you get your win. Because I hope to see the gold strapped across you. Nothing against John. I want to see. I would like to see your career flourish even further, and I just think John might be at this closing scene. I just feel like he's getting ready to run out of time on his own, And I'd like to see a champion like you. Right on, bro.
Right?
I appreciate it.
Money on the floor
Much
for JR.
love, guys. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Hey,
absolutely,
thanks for
brother.
coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yes, sir. We are
The Weekly
the
Buzz.
Weekly Buzz. Yeah.